in the raw. In the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media. And I'm your friend, your brother, HAJI, Dr. ROSHAN. Today is February the 26th, 2024. I have many other important matters on the Guyana Times newspaper, including Our Excellency, Persona Extraordinaire, President Ali urges swift removal of trade barriers, challenges citizens to pressure the leaders. Anyhow, that is not my topic. I want to show you the newspaper has so many articles I want to deal with. But for now, there's a simple one, without all that big expose and exposure and all the heads of state from the Caribbean and also from many top personalities from Canada and the United States and so on. Something very simple that is eating my heart out in the same newspapers, ladies and gentlemen. It pains my heart much. It has to do with a young man, well, not so young, a farmer, dedicated to planting. You see his mouth here. He's very sad, this amazing man. Grapeyard in BERBICE under threat following cattle invasion. Now, I have observed some people who deal in cattle. They don't care about anybody's rice. They don't care about anybody's form of living and sustenance. They don't care about people's farms. The government gave this man 7.1 acres of land because of the promise he showed in agriculture. And today, he's pauperized because of some cattle farmers. And when they talk, they have been threatened. And the cattle farmer says he got the permission. And so he removed the fence and let them graze on all the man's grapes, which are very costly. He says each vine above values about $60,000. Talking about the vine. What about the produce over the years? Everything eaten out, including the baby grapes. And then the man is threatening them, threatening him and his worker to hurt them. And it seems that the law is impotent. My heart bleeds. I've noticed people who deal cattle, many of them turn like the cattle. And then the cattle turn more like a human being. I see people who operate horse carts become more like the animal, and that the animal itself is more human. This is something that I personally have observed. And it doesn't refer to everyone, but to many. There were many huge cattle farmers, brilliant, beautiful, excellent, wonderful people, right? But there are some who turn animal. Now, I want to read this article over all the other articles of importance in this newspaper and in the other newspapers. Grapeyard in BERBICE under threat following cattle invasion. It hurts my heart. I feel like shedding a tear for this man. I know what farming is like, and I love planting. The cultivation of grapes and vine, apples too. He was experimenting with apples, ladies and gentlemen. So we had to applaud this guy. I hope for the losses that he has sustained, the government will come out and establish some serious laws. And not only that, find a way to help to compensate this man. Find a way to help to compensate this man so that he can start again. Look at his sad face I just showed it to you. Millions in vines already destroyed. The cultivation of grapes and apples in Glasgow Village, New Amsterdam, Region 6 East, BERBICE quarantine, is now under threat by cattle. 42-year-old Devon Gilhead started to reap grapes in 2022, and last year's harsh weather conditions had a severe impact on his cultivation, and I can imagine that because we've been going through El Nino. The government had given him 7.1 acres to expand his grape and apple cultivation, but to date he has only utilized 2 acres for his vineyard. There's a photograph here showing, but you can't see it, it's in black and white, showing where the fence was breached. 2 weeks ago, bearing vines were destroyed after a herd of cattle invaded Gilhead, told Guyana Times that the cattle were being reared a short distance away. When I came across, I saw a whole flock of cows in the vineyard. The cows grazed down all the plants. Afterwards, I see the owner and his son coming towards me with cutlasses. They came into the land and chased out the cows. I had a guy doing some work on the farm, and they tell the guy that if I had told them anything, they would have broadside me. That's a threat, man. Friends and families. That is a threat. He said the damage done were estimated to be in the millions. He added that a year's hard work had gone down the drain. Now I will have to cut down each plant to the stump and let them take up back. Let them grow up back. It would take more than a year to grow back, he explained. He said he reported the matter to the police, but was told that he would have to catch the animals and take them to the pound and also get the brand number on the animals. Imagine. The owner, I understand the police difficulties too, because they have shortages. I understand the police shortages and their difficulties, but they need to show some care for this gentleman. The owner of the cattle went to the station and he admitted that the cows grazed down my sucker plants and that he was willing to pay back for them, but declined to compensate for the damaged grapevines. Well, that's where the money is. Gilhead said he planted 426 plantain suckers, which were also destroyed. The farmer explained that the cattle owner had removed a section of his fence to allow the cattle to enter his farm, claiming that the Guyana Sugar Corporation, Gaisuco, had given him written permission to rear cattle on the land. So he go and loose the man's fence, and he got written permission. And so he decided to loose the cattle in the man grapevine. What is this? Is this inhumanity at its core? Is this maximum evil preponderance? Friends and families, ladies and gentlemen. He told me that I had no right to plant there, Gilhead added. Right now, they are destroying everything that I own. So the Honorable President, who might have instructed the Minister of Agriculture and the Land and Surveys to make the land available to this man, need to take some very serious action here. This man needs to be made to repay everything. I have no right to plant there, Gilhead added, the man said. Right now, they are destroying everything that I own. He related that over 900 vines have been damaged. He valued each vine above $60,000, noting that it was a special variety that can be grown in the tropics. So he had to have had a special type of grapes. People in Guyana have tried planting grapes, but they never got it the way I got mine to flourish. There is a technique to get the vines to bear, and now people are just destroying everything, he added. The man is hurt. Gillhead said he had paid $150 for each of the plantain suckers, but that is not really my concern. It is not hard to get back suckers, but grape, the vines, is big issue. These took a few years to develop. I grew these for 1.5 years. Late December, I was supposed to get grapes, but due to the dry weather, I couldn't. I said that in a few months I would get back grapes and the cows come and clip down all the buds. Imagine working for 2 years, day in, day out, and expecting to get something and you don't get anything. It is very heart-rending, he added. Gillhead is calling for a system to be implemented that would protect farmers' crops from cattle. It's a big problem. Some people lose their cattle in the people's rice fields. So something has to be seriously done, Minister of Agriculture. And something I'm going to call him our president, because the president is the people's president. And this is very painful, and my heart aches. I repeat, my heart aches. Your friend, your brother, me, HAJI, Dr. ROSHAN can, Inda, Raw, say thank you for tuning in and sharing this area of concern for a poor farmer who is trying to create history in Guyana. Thank you. Farewell, friends.